Can we wash our dishes? Can we wash our clothes? Can we hang them up outside?
Tonight, a town meeting in East Palestine, Ohio, where worried residents are getting a chance to express their concerns after a freight train derailment caused evacuations and a fiery, toxic mess.
We are a community that a disaster happened to, that we didn't know how to respond to it, and we're just trying to figure it out. We just want answers.
The mayor of East Palestine saying he's been asking for help.
I'm a mayor of a town of 4,700 people. If you think I can fight against a railroad or fight against the EPA or fight against anything like that, you're crazy.
The reality is your town is under a microscope. The EPA administrator is coming tomorrow. Yes, what is your message for him? What do you need?
I need help. I'm not ready for this.
The close-knit village has been living literally under a dark cloud for nearly 2 weeks, worried about the immediate and long-term environmental impact after 38 cars derailed from a 150-car-long train, some of those cars carrying hazardous chemicals. Ohio's Governor Mike DeWine even acknowledging the unprecedented nature of the disaster. Have you ever seen something like this?
No, I've never experienced anything like this.
The outrage and concern about the accident gaining momentum as the days have ticked by. Consumer advocate Erin Brockovich, who fought for clean water in her California town, is now stepping in to support the residents of East Palestine.
I am so concerned about what's happening here and a much deeper systemic problem.
Authorities have reassured the community from the start that they're safe, but some locals tell a different story. These gas monitors now dot the town, including this one hanging from a stop sign across from Ashley McCollum's home. The detectors say the air is safe, but she says her nose makes her feel differently.
If I can smell it and it's alarming enough that it's not a good smell, it makes me feel like I shouldn't be in the area.
She took this video the night of the derailment.
What caused it?
My son, as soon as I saw him break down and start crying and tell me he's so scared and he's afraid, he wants to go, that kind of snapped me back into it. I needed to get him out. I needed to make him safe.
It all started on February 3rd, just before 9 p.m. A Norfolk Southern freight train headed to Pennsylvania from Illinois derailed. 20 of the 150 cars carried hazardous material. 11 of them came off the tracks, including 5 containing vinyl chloride, a highly flammable chemical used to make plastic. 2 days later, the governor issuing a mandatory evacuation order for people within a mile of the derailment, warning of a potentially deadly explosion of shrapnel and toxic release.
I can't stress enough that if you are in the evacuation zone, you need to leave.
The following day, authorities conducting a controlled release, making small holes in the cars, draining the chemicals into a trench, and sending this black cloud into the air.
Inside that trench will be flares lining that trench that then will light off the material. This allows us to control that operation and not have the car react and do it itself.
Officials expanding the evacuation zone for a potential toxic plume from that release, which extended over the Pennsylvania border.
Those in the red area are facing grave danger of death if they are still in that area.
Exposure to high and prolonged levels of vinyl chloride can carry health risks, and long-term exposure can even cause cancer. EPA telling ABC News Today, in part, since the fire went out on February 8th, EPA air monitoring has not detected any levels of health concern in the community that are attributed to the train derailment. Residents may smell odors coming from the site. This is because some of the contaminants released are known to have low odor thresholds. Yet, confusing information still persists.
We are recommending that people in the community consider using bottled water.
And officials reporting that 3,500 fish across 12 different species have died in Ohio's waterways. Resident Linda Murphy says she saw some in a local creek.
There were several dead fish floating at multiple locations along Leslie Run.
She says they won't touch their well water now.
That's what we bathe in, that's what we drink, that's what we cook with. And that's what I also give to my animals. So it was a major concern, and they could not reassure me that the water was safe to drink. They didn't say it wasn't, but they absolutely refrained from saying that it was.
The Ohio EPA telling our Cleveland affiliate WEWS it doesn't have evidence at this point to show well water would be impacted, but groundwater protection plans will be considered as part of a long-term remediation. The agency also says that environmental contractors are taking water quality samples from streams daily and have put up dams in a stream near the derailment to capture contaminants. The Ohio EPA is confident that the municipal water is safe to drink. Are you confident enough, sir, that you yourself would drink it?
Absolutely. If I was there right now, I would drink it.
Norfolk Southern Railway says it has completed more than 400 in-home air tests and that none have detected any of the substances related to the incident. In a statement, the company's CEO said, "We are committed to East Palestine today and in the future. We will be judged by our actions. We are cleaning up the site in an environmentally responsible way, reimbursing residents affected by the derailment, and working with members of the community to identify what is needed to help East Palestine recover and thrive." Mustafa Santiago Ali is a former EPA official for 24 years. He says the community should be cautious in this moment.
Trust has been broken. Anytime folks have been exposed to these chemicals, they had no idea that they were moving through their communities. So these are situations that, you can't put a Band-Aid on.
The NTSB is studying the train's data recorder and videos that may show mechanical issues with one of the rail cars. This surveillance video obtained by ABC News shows the train about 20 miles outside of East Palestine, less than an hour before the crash. The NTSB believes the sparks are from what appears to be a wheel bearing at the final stages of overheat failure. The derailment comes at a tough time for the rail industry, with workers threatening to strike recently over what they say are unsafe conditions.
Across the industry, the big four railroads laid off 30% of their workforce since 2015. And if you track the data, the rates of accidents and incidents are increasing as the number of workers has gone down.
Rail Union Representative Greg Regan says he hopes this incident pushes the industry to be safer for both rail workers and the public.
I hope we take advantage of this, and I hope that we as unions, we and policymakers and others don't let this just sort of drift off into memory and not do anything substantial about it.
Norfolk Southern opting out of tonight's meeting, expressing concern over the growing physical threat to our employees and members of the community around this event, but saying they remain committed to responding to the community's concerns. The company also saying, "We know that many are rightfully angry and frustrated right now." Do you think they should be here tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. It's absurd they're not there. It's wrong they're not there. They created this problem. They need to hang in there.
Meanwhile, Governor Mike DeWine calling on Congress to take action, asking why the hazardous materials transported on the train wasn't flagged to the state of Ohio. A lawsuit against Norfolk Southern was filed today, alleging the company's efforts to mitigate the derailment have made the situation worse. EPA Administrator Michael Regan will head to East Palestine tomorrow. For now, residents like Ashley McCullum aren't taking chances. She says she moved her children to different schools after they complained of headaches and pains following the derailment.
I feel like more people that have been here are leaving. It's extremely difficult. And I even told some people today, I said, we just need a town hug. Like, it's heartbreaking.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.